Namaste. Trying to pick the right music. Classical. Okay, here we go. Numbers 16. Should be fun for me. It takes a lot to get started. Okay, ready. Here we go. Numbers chapter 16. Mic check. Now, Korach, the son of Yitzhar, the son of Kat, the son of Levi, along with Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Pelet, descendants of Reuben, took men and rebelled against Moshe. Siding with them were 250 men of Israel, leaders of the community, key members of the council, men of reputation. They assembled themselves against Moshe and Aaron and said to them, "You take too much on yourselves. After all, the entire community is holy, every one of them, and Yahweh is among them. So why do you lift yourselves up above Yahweh's assembly?" When Moshe heard this, he fell on his face. Then he said to Korach and his whole group, "In the morning, Yahweh will show who are his and who is the holy person he will allow to approach him. Yes, he will bring whomever he chooses near to himself. Do this. Take censers, Korach and all your group, put fire in them, and put incense in them before Yahweh tomorrow. The one whom Yahweh chooses will be the one who is holy. It is you, you sons of Levi, who are taking too much on yourselves." Then Moshe said to Korach, "Listen here, you sons of Levi. Is it for you a mere trifle that the God of Israel has separated you from the community of Israel to bring you close to himself, so that you can do the work in the tabernacle of Yahweh and stand before the community serving them? He has brought you close, and all your brothers and the sons of Levi with you. Now you want the office of Kohen too. That's why you and your group have gathered together against Yahweh. After all, what is Aharon that you complain against him?" Then Moshe sent to summon Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab. But they replied, "We won't come up. Is it such a mere trifle, bringing us up from a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the desert, that now you arrogate to yourself the role of dictator over us? You haven't at all brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, and you haven't put us in possession of fields and vineyards. Do you think you can gouge out these men's eyes and blind them? We won't come up." Moshe was very angry and said to Yahweh, "Don't accept their grain offering. I haven't taken one donkey from them. I've done nothing wrong to any of them." Moshe said to Korach, "You and your group be there before Yahweh tomorrow, you, they, and Aaron. Each of you take his fire pan and put incense in it. Every one of you bring before Yahweh his fire pan, 250 fire pans, you too, and Aaron, each one his fire pan." Each man took his fire pan, put fire in it, laid incense on it, and stood at the entrance to the tent of meeting with Moshe and Aaron. Korach assembled all the group who were against him at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Then the glory of Yahweh appeared to the whole assembly. Yahweh said to Moshe and Aaron, "Separate yourselves from this assembly. I am going to destroy them right now." They fell on their faces and said, "O God, God of the spirits of all humankind, if one person sins, are you going to be angry with the entire assembly?" Yahweh answered Moshe, "Tell the assembly to move away from the homes of Korach, Dathan, and Abiram." Moshe got up and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the leaders of Israel followed him. There he said to the assembly, "Leave the tents of these wicked men. Don't touch anything that belongs to them, or you may be swept away in all their sins. Don't touch anything that belongs to them, or you may be swept away in all their sins." So they moved away from all around the area where Korach, Dathan, and Abiram lived. Then Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the entrance to their tents with their wives, sons, and little ones. 28. Moshe said, "Here is how you will know that Yahweh has sent me to do all these things, and that I haven't done them out of my own ambition. If these men die a natural death like other people, only sharing the fate common to all humanity, then Yahweh has not sent me. But if Yahweh does something new, if the ground opens up and swallows them and everything they own, and they go down alive to Sheol, then you will understand that these men have had contempt for Yahweh." The moment he finished speaking, the ground under them split apart. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their households, all the people who had sided with Korach and everything they owned. So they and everything they owned went down alive to Sheol. The earth closed over them, and their existence in the community ceased. All Israel around them fled at their shrieks, shouting, "The earth might swallow us too." The earth might swallow us too. Then fire came out from Yahweh and destroyed the 250 men who had offered the incense. Chapter 17. Probably gonna read about 5 chapters. Yeah. Chapter 17. Yahweh said to Moshe, "Tell Eleazar, the son of Aaron the Kohen, to remove the fire pans from the fire and scatter the smoldering coals at a distance, because they have become holy. Also the fire pans of these men, whose sin cost them their lives, have become holy, because they were offered before Yahweh. Therefore have them hammered into plates to cover the altar. This will be a sign for the people of Israel." Eleazar the Kohen took the brass fire pans which the men who had been burned to death had offered, and they hammered them into a covering for the altar. to remind the people of Israel that an ordinary person, not descended from Aharon, is not to approach and burn incense before Yahweh if he wants to avoid the fate of Korach and his group, as Yahweh had said to him through Moshe. But the very next day, the whole community of the people of Israel complained against Moshe and Aharon. You have killed Yahweh's people. However, as the community was assembling against Moshe and Aharon, they looked in the direction of the tent of meeting and saw the cloud cover it, and the glory of Yahweh appeared. Moshe and Aharon came to the front of the tent of meeting. Yahweh said to Moshe, "Get away from this assembly, and I will destroy them at once." But they fell on their faces. Moshe said to Aharon, "Take your fire pan, put fire from the altar in it, lay incense on it, and hurry with it to the assembly to make atonement for them, because anger has gone out from Yahweh, and the plague has already begun." Aharon took it as Moshe had said, and ran into the middle of the assembly. There the plague had already begun among the people, but he added the incense and made atonement for the people. He stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stopped. 14. Those dying from the plague numbered 14,700, besides those who died in the Korach incident. Aharon returned to Moshe at the entrance to the tent of meeting, and the plague was stopped. Yahweh said to Moshe, "Speak to the people of Israel, and take from them staffs, one for each ancestral tribe, from each leader of a tribe, 12 staffs. Write each man's name on his staff, and write Aharon's name on the staff of Levi, for each tribe's leader is to have one staff. Put them in the tent of meeting in front of the testimony, where I meet with you. The staff of the man I am going to choose will sprout buds. In this way I will put a stop to the complaints the people of Israel keep making against you." Moshe spoke to the people of Israel, and all their leaders gave him. Moshe spoke to the people of Israel, and all their leaders gave him staffs, one for each leader, according to their ancestral tribes, 12 staffs. Aharon's staff was among their staffs. Moshe put the staffs before Yahweh in the tent of the testimony. The next day, Moshe went into the tent of the testimony, and there he saw that Aharon's staff for the house of Levi had budded. It had sprouted not only buds, but flowers and ripe almonds as well. Moshe brought out all the staffs from before Yahweh to all the people of Israel, and they looked, and each man took back his staff. Yahweh said to Moshe, "Return Aaron's staff to its place in front of the testimony. It is to be kept there as a sign to the rebels, so that they will stop grumbling against me and thus not die." Moshe did this. He did as Yahweh had ordered him. But the people of Israel said to Moshe, "Oh no, we are dead men, lost, we are all lost. Whenever anyone approaches the tabernacle of Yahweh, he dies. Will we all perish?" Okay, chapter 18, taking a little break. There we go, chapter 18. Yahweh said to Aaron, "You, your sons, and your father's family line will be responsible for anything that goes wrong in the sanctuary. You and your sons with you will be responsible for anything wrong in your service as Kohanim. But you are to bring your kinsmen, the tribe of Levi, along with yourselves, to work together with you and help you. You and your sons with you, when you are there before the tent of meeting. They are to be at your disposal and perform all kinds of tasks related to the tent. Only they are not to come near the holy furnishings or the altar, so that neither they nor you will die. They will work together with you in your duties related to the tent of meeting, whatever the service in the tent may be. But an unauthorized person is not to come near you. You will take charge of all the holy things and the altar, so that you will take charge of all the holy things and the altar, so that there will no longer be anger against the people of Israel. I myself have taken your kinsmen, the Levim, from among the people of Israel. They have been given as a gift to Yahweh for you, so that you can perform the service in the tent of meeting. They have been given as a gift to Yahweh for you, so that you can perform the service in the tent of meeting. You and your sons with you will exercise your prerogatives and duties as Kohanim in regard to everything having to do with the altar and within the curtain. I entrust the service required of Kohanim to you. The unauthorized person who tries to perform it is to be put to death." Yahweh said to Aaron, "I myself have put you in charge of the contributions given to me. Everything consecrated by the people of Israel I have given and set aside for you and your sons. This is a perpetual law. Here is what is to be yours of the especially holy things taken from the fire. Every offering they make, that is, every grain offering, sin offering, and guilt offering of theirs that they turn over to me, will be especially holy for you and your sons. You are to eat it in an especially holy place. Every male may eat it. It will be set apart for you. Also yours is the contribution the people of Israel give in the form of wave offerings. I have given these to you, your sons and your daughters with you. This is a perpetual law. Everyone in your family who is clean may eat it. All the best of the olive oil, wine, and grain, the first portion of what they give to Yahweh, I have given to you. The first produce to turn ripe of all that is in their land, which they bring to Yahweh, is to be yours. Every clean person in your family may eat it. Everything in Israel which has been consecrated unconditionally is to be yours. Everything that comes first out of the womb of all living things which they offer to Yahweh, whether human or animal, will be yours. However, the firstborn of a human being you must redeem, and the firstborn of an unclean beast you are to redeem. The sum to be paid for redeeming anyone a month old or over is to be 5 shekels of silver, as you value it using the sanctuary shekel. This is the same as 20 gerahs. But the firstborn of an ox, sheep, or goat you are not to redeem. They are holy. You are to splash their blood against the altar and make their fat go up in smoke as an offering made by fire, as a fragrant aroma for Yahweh. Their meat will be yours, like the breast that is waved and the right thigh. They will be yours. All the contributions of holy things which the people of Israel offer to Yahweh I have given to you, your sons and your daughters with you. This is a perpetual law, an eternal covenant of salt before Yahweh for you and your descendants with you. Yahweh said to Aaron, "You are not to have any inheritance or portion in their land. I am your portion and inheritance among the people of Israel. To the descendants of Levi, I have given the entire tenth of the produce collected in Israel. It is their inheritance in payment for the service they render in the tent of meeting. From now on, the people of Israel are not to approach the tent of meeting so that they will not bear the consequences of their sin and die. Only the Levim are to perform the service in the tent of meeting, and they will be responsible for whatever they do wrong. This is to be a permanent regulation through all your generations. They are to have no inheritance among the people of Israel, because I have given to the Levim as their inheritance the tenth of the produce which the people of Israel set aside as a gift for Yahweh. I want to read it. 24. Because I have given to the Levim as their inheritance the tenth of the produce which the people of Israel set aside as a gift for Yahweh. Okay. This is why I have said to them that they are to have no inheritance among the people of Israel. Yahweh said to Moshe, tell the Levim, when you take from the people of Israel the tenth of the produce, which I have given you from them as your inheritance, you are to set aside from it a gift for Yahweh, 1/10 of the tenth. The gift you set aside will be accounted to you as if it were grain from the threshing floor and grape juice from the wine vat. In this way you will set aside a gift for Yahweh from all your tents that you receive from the people of Israel. And from these tents you are to give to Aaron, and from 28 again. In this way you will set aside a gift for Yahweh from all your tents that you receive from the people of Israel. And from these tents you are to give to Aaron the Kohen the gift set aside for Yahweh. From everything given to you, you are to set aside all that is due Yahweh, the best part of it, its holy portion. Therefore, you are to tell them, when you set aside from it its best part, it will be accounted to the Levim as if it were, I'm going to read it again, 30. Therefore, you are to tell them, when you set aside from it its best part, it will be accounted to the Levim as if it were grain from the threshing floor and grape juice from the wine vat. You may eat it anywhere, you and your households, because it is your payment in return for your service in the tent of meeting. Moreover, because you will have set aside from it its best parts, you will not be committing any sin because of it, for you are not to profane the holy things of the people of Israel, or you will die. Okay. Chapter 19. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. It's always something. Here we go. Chapter 19. Yahweh said to Moshe and Aaron, this is the regulation from the Torah which Yahweh has commanded. Tell the people of Israel to bring you a young red female cow without fault or defect, and which has never borne a yoke. You are to give it to Eleazar the Kohen. It is to be brought outside the camp and slaughtered in front of him. Eleazar the Kohen is to take some of its blood with his finger and sprinkle this blood toward the front of the tent of meeting 7 times. The heifer is to be burned to ashes before his eyes. Its skin, meat, blood, and dung is to be burnt to ashes. The Kohen is to take cedar wood, hyssop, and scarlet yarn and throw them onto the heifer as it is burning up. Then the Kohen is to wash his clothes and himself in water, after which he may re-enter the camp, but the Kohen will remain unclean until evening. The person who burned up the heifer is to wash his clothes and himself in water, but he will remain unclean until evening. A man who is clean is to collect the ashes of the heifer and store them outside the camp in a clean place. They are to be kept for the community of the people of Israel to prepare water for purification from sin. The one who collected the ashes of the heifer is to wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. For the people of Israel and for the foreigner staying with them, this will be a permanent regulation. Anyone who touches a corpse, no matter whose dead body it is, will be unclean for 7 days. He must purify himself with them on the 3rd and 7th days. Then he will be clean. But if he does not purify himself the 3rd and 7th days, he will not be clean. Anyone who touches a corpse, no matter whose dead body it is, and does not purify himself has defiled the tabernacle of Yahweh. That person will be cut off from Israel, because the water for purification was not sprinkled on him. He will be unclean. His uncleanness is still on him. This is the law. When a person dies in a tent, everyone who enters the tent and everything in the tent will be unclean for 7 days. Every open container without a cover closely attached is unclean. Also, whoever is in an open field and touches a corpse, whether of someone killed by a weapon, or of someone who died naturally, or the bone of a person, or a grave, will be unclean for 7 days. For the unclean person, they are to take some of the ashes of the animal burnt up as a purification from sin and add them to fresh water in a container. A clean person is to take a bunch of hyssop leaves, dip it in the water and sprinkle it on the tent, on all the containers, on the people who were there, and on the person who touched the bone, or the person killed, or the one who died naturally, or the grave. The clean person will sprinkle the unclean person on the 3rd and 7th days. On the 7th day, he will purify him. Then he will wash his clothes and himself in water, and he will be clean at evening. The person who remains unclean and does not purify himself will be cut off from the community because he has defiled the sanctuary of Yahweh. The water for purification has not been sprinkled on him. He is unclean. This is to be a permanent regulation for them. The person who sprinkles the water for purification is to wash his clothes. Whoever touches the water for purification will be unclean until evening. Anything the unclean person touches will be unclean, and anyone who touches him will be unclean until evening. Okay, so at least one more chapter. Okay, 36 chapters. Okay, so this might be the last chapter. Or maybe 2 more chapters. Will be 6 chapters total. Okay, chapter 20. There we go. The people of Israel, the whole community, entered the Zin desert in the 1st month, and they stayed in Kadesh. There Miriam died, and there she was buried. Because the community had no water, they assembled themselves against Moshe and Aaron. The people quarreled with Moshe and said, "We wish we had died when our brothers died before Yahweh. Why did you bring Yahweh's community into this desert? To die there, we and our livestock? Why did you make us leave Egypt? To bring us to this terrible place without seed, figs, grapevines, pomegranates, or even water to drink?" Moshe and Aaron left the assembly and went to the entrance of the tent of meeting and fell on their faces, and the glory of Yahweh appeared to them. Yahweh said to Moshe, "Take the staff, assemble the community, you and Aaron your brother, and before their eyes tell the rock to produce its water. You will bring them water out of the rock, and thus enable the community and their livestock to drink." Moshe took the staff from the presence of Yahweh as he had ordered him. But after Moshe and Aaron had assembled the community in front of the rock, he said to them, "Listen here, you rebels. Are we supposed to bring you water from this rock?" Then Moshe raised his hand and hit the rock twice with his staff. Water flowed out in abundance, and the community and their livestock drank. But Yahweh said to Moshe and Aaron, "Because you did not trust in me, so as to cause me to be regarded as holy by the people of Israel, you will not bring this community into the land I have given them." This is Meribah spring, disputation spring, where the people of Israel disputed with Yahweh, and he was caused to be regarded as holy by them. Moshe sent messengers from Kadesh to the king of Edom. "This is what your brother Israel says. You know all the troubles we have gone through, that our ancestors went down into Egypt. We lived in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians treated us and our ancestors badly. But when we cried out to Yahweh, he heard us, sent an angel, and brought us out of Egypt. Now here we are in Kadesh, a city at the edge of your territory. Please let us pass through your land. We will not go through fields or vineyards, and we won't drink any water from the wells. We will go along the king's highway, not turning aside either to the right or to the left until we have left your territory." But Edom answered, "You are not to pass through my land. If you do, I will come out against you with the sword." The people of Israel replied, "We will keep to the highway. If we do drink the water, either we or our livestock, we will pay for it. Just let us pass through on foot. It's nothing." But he said, "You are not to pass through." And Edom came out against them with many people and much force. Thus Edom refused to allow Israel passage through its territory, so Israel turned away. They traveled on from Kadesh, and the people of Israel, the whole community, arrived at Mount Hor. At Mount Hor, by the border of the land of Edom, Yahweh said to Moshe and Aaron, "Aaron is about to be gathered to his people, because he is not to enter the land I have given to the people of Israel, inasmuch as you rebelled against what I said at the Meribah spring. Take Aaron and Eleazar his son, bring them up to Mount Hor. Remove the garments from Aaron and put them on Eleazar his son. Aaron will be gathered to his people. He will die there." Moshe did as Yahweh had ordered. They went up unto Mount Hor before the eyes of the whole. Moshe did as Yahweh had ordered. They went up unto Mount Hor before the eyes of the whole community. Moshe removed the garments from Aharon and put them on Eleazar his son, and Aharon died there on the top of the mountain. Then Moshe and Eleazar came down the mountain. When the entire community saw that Aaron was dead, they mourned Aharon 30 days, the whole house of Israel. I'm going to read one more chapter, taking a little break. Okay, chapter 21. I'm going to take a 1 minute break, and this will be the last chapter. Thank you. So it's 6 chapters in total today. So every month and a half, I'll read, the Old Testament for about an hour, like right now, 8 times a year. I've read the entire Bible cover to cover, maybe 10 times or more. Okay, last chapter 21, Numbers. Then the king of Arad, a Canaanite who lived in the Negev, heard that Israel was approaching by way of Atarim. So he attacked Israel and took some of them captive. Israel made a vow to Yahweh. If you will hand this people over to me, I will completely destroy their cities. Yahweh listened to what Israel said and handed over the Canaanim. So they completely destroyed them and their cities and named the place Holma, complete destruction. Then they traveled from Mount Hor on the road toward the Sea of Suf in order to go around the land of Edom. But the people's tempers grew short because of the detour. The people spoke against God and against Moshe. Why did you bring us up out of Egypt? To die in the desert? There is no real food, there's no water, and we are sick of this miserable stuff we are eating. In response, Yahweh sent poisonous snakes among the people. They bit the people, and many of Israel's people died. The people came to Moshe and said, We sinned by speaking against Yahweh and against you. Pray to Yahweh that he rid us of these snakes. Moshe prayed for the people, and Yahweh answered Moshe, Make a poisonous snake and put it on a pole. When anyone who has been bitten sees it, he will live. Moshe made a bronze snake and put it on the pole. If a snake had bitten someone, then, when he looked toward the bronze snake, he stayed alive. The people of Israel traveled on and camped at Ovot. From Ovot they traveled and camped at Liehabarim, in the desert fronting Moab on the east. From there they traveled and camped in Badi Zeret. From there they traveled and camped on the other side of the Arnon in the desert. This river comes out of the territory of the Amorite, for the Arnon is the boundary between Moab and the Amorite. This is why it says in the book of the waters of This is why it says in the book of the words of Yahweh, Vahev at Sufa, the Vadis of Ainon. and the slope of the Wadis extending as far as the site of Ai, which lie next to the territory of Moab. From there they went on to Beer well. That is the well about which Yahweh said to Moshe, "Assemble the people, and I will give them water." Then Israel sang this song: Spring up, O well, sing to the well, sunk by the princes, dug by the peoples. I'm gonna read it again. Spring up, O well, sing to the well, sunk. Spring up, O well, sing to the well, sunk by the princes, dug by the people's leaders, with the scepter, with their staffs. From the desert they went to Matana, from Matana to Nakaliel, from Nakaliel to Bamoth, and from Bamoth to the valley by the plain of Moab at the start of the Pisgah range, where it overlooks the desert. Israel sent messengers to Sichon, king of the Amorite, with this message: Let me pass through your land. We won't turn aside into fields or vineyards, and we won't drink any water from the wells. We will go along the king's highway until we have left your territory. But Sichon will not allow Israel to pass through his territory. Instead, Sichon mustered all his people and went out into the desert to fight Israel. On reaching Yakatz, he fought Israel. Israel defeated him by force of arms and took control of his land from the Arnon to the Yabok River, but only as far as the people of Āmēn, because the territory of the people of Āmēn was well defended. Israel took all these cities. Israel lived in all the cities of the Amorite, in Heshbon and all its surrounding towns. Heshbon was the city of Sichon, the king of the Amorite, who had fought against the former king of Moab and conquered all his land up to the Arnon. This is why the storytellers say, Come to Heshbon, let it be rebuilt. Let Sichon's city be restored. For fire burst out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sichon. It consumed Ai of Moab, the lords of Arnon's high places. Woe to you, Moab! You are destroyed, people of Chemosh. He let his sons be fugitives, and his daughters captives, of Sichon, king of the Amorite. We shut them down. Heshbon is destroyed, all the way to Divon. We even laid waste to Nophak, which extends as far as Medva. Thus Israel lived in the land of the Amorite. Moshe sent men to reconnoiter. I'm getting arrested. Moshe sent men to reconnoiter Yazer. They captured its towns and drove out the Amorite who were there. Then they turned and went up along the road to Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, marched out against them, he with all his people, to fight at Edrei. Yahweh said to Moshe, Don't be afraid of him, for I have handed him over to you with all his people and his land. You will treat him just as you did Sichon, king of the Amorite, who lived at Heshbon. So they struck him down with his sons and all his people until there was no one left alive, and then they took control of his land. I'm going to read one more chapter. So they struck him down with his sons and all his people until there was no one left alive, and then they took control of his land. Okay, so one more chapter. 7 chapters total. I'm being harassed. fucking harasser. Stupid fucking monkey harassing me. Stupid fucking monkey harassing me. Okay, chapter 22. I'm being harassed. Hardcore. See, if you're a serious criminal, a lot of heathens don't know this. But if you're not a Christian, if you don't know what Christianity is, and if you're a serious criminal, what I'm doing will not only kill them, it'll kill their entire fucking race. Here we go. Chapter 22. Then the people of Israel traveled on and camped in the plains of Moab, beyond the Yarden River, opposite Jericho. Now Balak the son of Zippor saw all that Israel had done to the Amorite. Moab was very afraid of the people, because there were so many of them. Moab was overcome with dread because of the people of Israel. So Moab said to the leaders of Midian, "This horde will lick up everything around us, the way an ox licks up the grass. This horde will lick up everything around us, the way an ox licks up grass in the field." Balak the son of Zippor was king of Moab at the time. He sent messengers to Bilam the son of Beor at Pithol by the river in his native land, to tell him, "Listen, a people has come out of Egypt. Listen, a people has come out of Egypt, spread over all the land, and settled down next to me. Therefore, please come and curse this people for me, because they are stronger than I am. Maybe I will be able to strike them down and drive them out of the land. For I know that whomever you bless is in fact blessed, and whomever you curse is in fact cursed." The leaders of Moab and Midian left, taking with them the payment for divining, came to Bilam and spoke to him the words of Balak. He said to them, "Stay here tonight, and I will bring you back whatever answer Yahweh tells me." So the princess of Moab stayed with Bilam. God came to Bilam and said, "Who are these men with you?" Bilam said to God, "Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent me this message. The people who came out of Egypt have spread over the land. Now, come and curse them for me. Maybe I will be able to fight against them and drive them out." God answered Bilam, You are not to go with them. You are not to curse the people because they are blessed." Bilam got up in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, "Return to your own land, because Yahweh refuses to give me permission to go with you." The princes of Moab got up, returned to Balak and said, "Bilam refuses to come with us. Bilam refuses to come with us." Balak again sent princes, more of them, and of higher status than the first group. They went to Bilam and said to him, "Here is what Balak the son of Zippor says. Please don't let anything keep you from coming to me. I will reward you very well, and whatever you say to me I will do. So please come and curse this people for me." Bilam answered the servants of Balak, "Even if Balak were to give me his palace filled with silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of Yahweh my God to do anything great or small. Now, please, you too, stay here tonight." so that I may find out what else Yahweh will say to me. God came to Balaam during the night and said to him, If the men have come to summon you, get up and go with them, but do only what I tell you. So Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his donkey and went with the princes of Moab. But God's anger flared up because he went, and the angel of Yahweh stationed himself on the path to bar his way. He was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. The donkey saw the angel of Yahweh standing on the road, drawn sword in hand. So the donkey turned off the road into the field, and Balaam had to beat the donkey to get it back on the road. Then the angel of Yahweh stood on the road where it became narrow as it passed among the vineyards, and had stone walls on both sides. The donkey saw the angel of Yahweh and pushed up against the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against the wall. So he beat it again. The angel of Yahweh moved ahead and stood in a place so tight that there was no room to turn either right or left. Again the donkey saw the angel of Yahweh and lay down under Balaam, which made him so angry that he hit the donkey with his stick. But Yahweh enabled the donkey to speak, and he said to Balaam, What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times? Balaam said to the donkey, It's because you've been making a fool of me. I wish I had a sword in my hand. I will kill you on the spot. The donkey said to Balaam, I'm your donkey, right? You've ridden me all your life, right? Have I ever treated you like this before? No, he admitted. Then Yahweh opened Balaam's eyes so that he could see the angel of Yahweh standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and he bowed his head and fell on his face. Then the angel of Yahweh said to him, Why did you hit your donkey 3 times like that? I have come out here to bar your way, because you're rushing to oppose me. The donkey saw me and turned aside these 3 times. And indeed, if she hadn't turned away from me, I would have killed you by now and saved it alive. Balaam said to the angel of Yahweh, I have sinned. I didn't know that you were standing on the road to block me. Now, therefore, if what I am doing displeases you, I will go back. But the angel of Yahweh said to Balaam, No, go on with the men, but you are to say only what I tell you to say. So Balaam went along with the princes of Balak. When Balak heard that Balaam had come, he went out to meet him in the city of Moab at the Arnon border, in the farthest reaches of the territory. Balak said to Balaam, I sent more than once to summon you. Why didn't you come to me? Did you think I couldn't pay you enough? Balaam replied to Balak, Here, I have come to you, but I have no power of my own to say anything. The word that God puts in my mouth is what I will say. Balaam went with Balak. When they arrived at Kiriath Hutzot, Balak sacrificed cattle and sheep, then sent to Balaam and princes with him. In the morning, Balak took Balaam and brought him up to the high places of Baal. From there, he could see a portion of the people. Despite all the fucking harassment, I'm done. Thank you very much. Namaste. Okay, so today's Wednesday. Wednesday is, people call it a hump day. To me, it's a half Sabbath day. I take it easy on Wednesdays. So now I have to discuss with myself whether I want to go skateboarding or just do yoga here. Yeah, thank you very much. Have a good day. Na shakha, na shalom.